Boop boop be doop.
That was like a really weak clapper hit there. I don't know what that was all about.
That's okay.
We just got back from lunch. Lunch was amazing.
Lunch was amazing. We ate at this place called
Cha Cha Chili's.
Cha Cha Chili's.
It's like Mexican Korean fusion, and it's in Alhambra. It's in Valley
7th.
and 7th. Very good. If you were in the area, go.
It was
Highly
good.
recommended.
I got the least Korean thing on the menu.
And it was like
I just got a
huge.
chimichanga, which was gigantic.
I was like, it's like the size of your head.
It was very large. It was good. I only ate about half of it, though. And then the girl who was behind the counter told me that rarely do people finish the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I still felt like I should have given it more of an effort. Anyway, welcome back to the another episode of NSRT, or the Not So Round Table. You guys have submitted to NSRT. It caught on pretty well.
Yeah,
I want to do it without the E, though, I think.
Insert.
Just NSRT. You already know we're at Evike.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, so you guys know the deal. You guys submit questions in previous videos. We put them in our helm of reasoning, and we answer them to the best of our ability. No guest speaker this week, just George and I hanging out.
We'll have a guest next week.
Next week. You want to start us off?
Sure.
Giggity.
Ugh, it's cold today in here. AC's blasting.
Smuggling
And
raisins.
it's like February and we're using the AC. Extram, love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. What are your thoughts on extreme barrel lengths like 509 or 590 millimeter to 715 millimeter, along with their mock suppressor counterparts? Is it a good idea to have a barrel that's as long as this long in an AEG? We kind of discussed this a little bit.
A little bit. That I've never seen.
I've never seen a 715, but that's got to be long. I don't like it when a barrel gets kind of excessive. You're kind of, it's kind of cliche, but you're overcompensating for an M16 length is 509, and you can reach out and touch a lot of people at that distance.
I think. See, Ryan and I were talking about this again. I was talking to Ryan. But okay, so a cylinder only has so much volume, right? And then I think after 509, anything longer than
anything
that,
longer than 509,
you don't have enough volume
you need to bore up.
Oh, bore up.
Or the only other way is if you have a gun with a longer piston, such as, or longer cylinder, which is like an SR25.
Aha, which is so reliable.
Yes.
So I don't really see the point, because with the technology behind hop-ups and
a good hop-up and a good quality barrel will make up for the length of the barrel.
You're shooting beyond the distances that you're normally firing anyway. I've never seen a field that was long enough that you couldn't reach somebody with a 450 whatever the 5. Anyway,
I think it's a little excessive. But,
all right,
dude, you have to like.
Sorry, I'm aggressive. 545 Doctor Who. Very nice. Like that. How long have you been working, Matt? Did you mean look at Evike? Or just well, I've had a job since I was 16.
How long have you had a job? I had my first job when I was 15. How about you?
16. So I worked while I was in high school. So that's how long have I been working at Evike?
It's 5 years? 4 years?
No.
4 years.
4 years?
Because I'm 3, you're 4.
No. We started at the same time. Well, I think we're almost 4.
I've been here 3 full years. I think I'm approaching my 4th year or something.
Let's say that, because I think George and I started about the same time. I think we were only like 2 weeks apart or something like that.
I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, it's been quite a ride.
It's been getting better and
better. A lot of fun. I think every video we do gets better and better.
Nick L. Hey guys, what are your recommendations on reliability and versatile AR platform stocks?
Wait, what?
Recommendations on the reliability and versatile AR platform stocks. Are there any that offer stability, adjustability, or reliability? I think all stocks are pretty reliable.
I mean, the mechanism is so simple; it's difficult to. Although when you have the Allen screw come off, and then you got to use a pair of pliers.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good stocks out there. I can't really recommend them. I've used Magpul. I've used Crane stocks. I've used the Battle Axe. I've used. I like the Battle Axe. The Battle Axe is probably one of the better ones I've used.
The ones that have a storage compartment are pretty cool.
Yeah, I can store a big battery in the back of that thing.
Or spare tools or what have you.
Yeah. Good question though.
Yeah.
I'd say the GMP Crane stock is one of my favorite.
Yes.
Magpul MOEs. And all the Magpul stuff is good. And after that, maybe some of the other ones, like I really like the Troy Battle Axe.
The Magpul one I have on my 416, because it's wired to the rear, limits me to putting a battery in the buffer tube.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a pain in the ass.
That's why I switched to the Battle Axe, so I have that big battery.
Yeah. This one is by Zane TL. Zane TL. Advantages, disadvantages of using an 11.1 LiPo versus a 7.4 LiPo.
I used to use only 11.1s and everything, and I was like, if it breaks, whatever. And I didn't really have horrible luck at it. But at the same time, when you put better parts such as higher speed gears or a better motor, I've noticed with an 11.1, you're shooting way too fast and you blow things up pretty quick, like a piston or other parts. So I actually only use 7.4s now.
And I use me some 11.1s.
With the higher quality motor, and I get pretty good results. And they last a little bit longer, in my opinion.
I think something to consider as well is the discharge rate of the battery. There's another rating along with the milliamperage or the size of the battery as well as the voltage.
It'll be like 25C, it's 20C, 15C.
Yeah, and I'm sure one of you guys knows more about this than I do, so I'm not going to pretend that I'm an expert on this. The batteries are very, very scientific and very technical. I do know that the discharge rate has a direct effect on how fast the gun is.
Yes.
And ultimately
how long the battery lasts.
Right. So I think what it is like the ability of a battery to discharge its voltage at any given time. Mm-hmm. So the higher the discharge rate, the faster your gun will go. The quicker your battery will die.
Yeah.
So if you're using a 7.4 with a higher discharge rate, you may encounter just as many problems as if you were using an 11.1 with a low discharge rate.
There's nothing wrong with a low C rating 11.1 though. They'll work pretty much fine in almost everything.
Yeah.
I mean, everything breaks eventually.
Everything.
Even
my pro-win. I lost a part. Can't build a beat. All right. Good question, by the way. That's good. All right. What do we got here? Let me see. Ray Evans. Should you paint your airsoft gun? Why or why not? And what type of paint job should you use?
Paint job or paint?
Paint. Well, what kind of paint job should you use? But I think what kind of paint in general?
I painted some parts. I don't like painting a lot of parts. The only thing you have to keep in mind when you paint a gun, and this is one thing that people sometimes forget, is one day you might not want that gun anymore, and one day you'll want to resell that gun, probably. Down the line, it's very rare for someone to hang on to a gun forever.
It's like selling a car.
Yeah.
If you've repainted the car,
it loses its resale value.
Or the guy has to like what you've done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, in my opinion, don't do a good job painting their stuff. And I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I think camo. I've seen some good slick camo paint jobs, or even just rattle can.
Yeah.
I think your best friend, if you're planning on painting your own gun, is to just use rattle can spray paint.
Yeah.
Because it goes on easily, relatively. They have a lot of different spray paints that'll adhere to a variety of materials.
Probably the Crayon is probably one of my
favorite.
Crayon
works really well.
Or Crayon is probably one of the best to use.
And they have that camouflage line.
Yes, they do have, and their OD is actually very close to the Magpul OD, as I found, because I had to paint my battle axe.
There you go. And then other than that, Miguel has this really cool stock. He put a carbon fiber vinyl sticker on it. That's cool. Like he's a CQB player, so he's not really
just
concerned
a
about.
CQB player, but
no, but I mean that's where he plays most of the time is in mount.
Yeah.
So he's not so concerned with blending in. Also, if you make your gun more camouflaged, if you drop it, could be a problem.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well,
you wanna do another one? Do it to it.
Okay, we have Matt Harbor. Why aren't World War II, Vietnam, and Korean War reenactment games not more popular? They're really a lot of fun.
The truth is, I don't know why they're not more popular. They should be.
I think it's maybe comes down to, you can blame, I think, two things. I think you can blame the cost, as sometimes it is, to get some of the equipment for such a reenactment. I mean, finding like a full Vietnam kit could be expensive. Finding a whole World War II kit could be expensive.
True.
So I think maybe that's one aspect. And I think another aspect is video games.
The glorification of modern warfare.
Yes. If you would have, I feel like if Airsoft was as popular now,
when Battlefield 1942 came out,
when Battlefield 1942 or when Medal of Honor, Allied Assault was very popular, or those ones, maybe people would be more into it. Just my thoughts.
Nowadays, it is easier to come across, maybe period correct airsoft guns. Though.
There's a few, and there's some guys I know who had some really cool World War II kit, but I mean that's just their thing. Yeah.
That'd be cool. I want to see a Wild West shootout in Airsoft. That would be cool. Let's get everybody with revolvers. It's a pain in the butt to reload. Anyway.
Okay, the Tombstone reenactment.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's do it.
I think that would be so much fun because then everyone's level playing field. Yeah. You don't have super fast people. It comes down to you, accuracy, reloading quickly, and everybody gets to dress up and look like complete buffoons. Connor Fleetwood asked, what's included in everyone's arsenal? Well, everyone's arsenal is a fantastic football team. That's what's up.
Yeah, we did not have a good last week or whatever. This week, but probably you'll see this.
It was just 2-0. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, Shetty's red card really sucked.
It did.
Yeah, but we're still diehards.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Airsoft arsenal.
Airsoft arsenal. An AEG.
Yeah. An airsoft gun. Some kit.
I'm very confused by the question. So what would be in your arsenal? Is
okay. Well, let's say like the guns that I typically take to an event. I usually take my 416 or my M27 because they're both similar platforms. One's got a longer barrel, so it helps me with longer distance shooting. And then I'll take one or another backup. So if I take the 416, I'll take the SCAR as a backup. If I take the M27, I'll take the 416 as a backup. And then I'll have a secondary, which I rarely play with, but I take it with me just in case the situation requires. I had a TM High Kappa, have still, but a friend of mine just helped me find a KWA DS. For those old schoolers, it's the first double stack 1911.
Yes, I know. I'm very confused why you want a DS now, but that's a story for off camera.
It's just really cool, okay?
Yes, but you had a friend who was selling a DS maybe a few years ago.
I know, that's true. Shades was trying to sell me his DS, and I denied it.
My airsoft arsenal, when I go to events, I have... Right now, I don't really have many airsoft guns. I downsized a year ago. My M4 collection or AR collection is basically my Pelican case has 3 lowers and 2 GMP uppers, and I could swap them based on what's going wrong. All the gearboxes have been teched and they're all running good. They're not like high power or anything like that. They're just made sure that they wouldn't break.
That makes a lot of sense though, because you can literally swap out.
Yeah,
what's
all you
not
do is
working.
just hit the pin, and that way I'm not changing my upper. I kind of like that. I like my barrel. So.
And it beats bringing multiple guns.
Yeah, it's just one case, but and then I have my gas blowback for indoors, and I have 2 AKs in case I feel like being a bad guy. Because they have no resale value at all. They don't. Yeah. They don't. What am I gonna do? Sell them for $100? It's not even worth it.
True.
And that D-Boy one is like a steel tank. Like, that was the one that we used in that video that you, like, drop and you're like, I'm so sorry. It's like you didn't even bend the barrel.
Yeah.
The thing's just like, you just throw it at people. Sorry. That went off on a tangent.
I like tangents. They're more fun than just answering boring.
All right. We got Corey Sarwateri. Yeah.
Sarwateri.
How do I up the FPS on my gun?
That's a very common question. There is more information on that subject than we could ever present in a 2 or 3 minute answer.
Let's just go with like a basic of a better barrel. A tight bore inner barrel will be probably your first. I would say always should be your first step. Versus some people are like, put a spring in there. You may not need to change your spring. Actually, you may not even need to change your spring at all. You can do with a barrel, a better air nozzle goes a long ways.
Yep.
And a better cylinder and piston head goes a long ways.
Yep.
I know that I've used those combination, and I've actually had to downgrade my spring. I had to use like an M110 spring to get it lower than 400.
A lot of times too, going with a better bucking or a better hop-up seal, a lot of times you're going to lose FPS simply because you've got an air leak or it's not exactly fitting.
But I mean, the hop-up
well.
And stuff like that will give you better range, but I don't think it boosts your FPS that much.
No, but if you use a thicker bucking, you're going to get less air.
That's true. That's true. But it's all about air seal.
Mm-hmm.
Air seal is 10 times more important than a spring power. And you want to make your gun more reliable, that's the way to do it, is downgrade your spring. The more you downgrade a spring, the better it's going to run. That's why Tokyo Maruis run forever, because they shoot like
280. All right. Well, we're getting all these short questions.
Because you keep grabbing them.
Sorry. Amy Polinsky. What's up, Amy? How's it going?
I want to smack him. I don't know why.
Why is it called Airsoft? I don't know, actually.
Well, air, propelling
Yeah.
a soft BB, right?
No, I don't know. Well, because other companies call it soft air.
No, it's just a company called Soft Air. I don't know. Maybe they like.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question. I would have to say probably the combination of air being used and a softer BB that is non-lethal or not. Well, BB isn't lethal anyway, but.
Well,
I would say a metal. I've had a friend shot with a metal BB before, and it left a way worse welt.
Or go into this. I mean, how many times have we seen somebody's ear, penetrated?
All right, I got a long one.
You know, if we got these questions ahead of time, we could probably answer them better. But since we don't see them until we film this
guy's got a cool name.
Getting it right off the cuff.
Addicted to guitars.
Yeah.
Do you like your gear to mimic real military loadout, or do you have to be have it be a bare bone and functional for airsoft only loadout? This is actually kind of a cool question because more people actually airsofters carry more crap than stuff that most people need for real situations.
Although it's funny because
you're not usually carrying more than 120 rounds total, which is 4 magazines on a typical mission. Usually, some carry more depending on how long they'll be out. But I mean, maybe like a 180 round operation, 6 mags, maybe more. Usually, I don't know.
You don't generally have problems with people calling their hits though.
And your range is better.
And
accuracy is actually a skill a little bit more. But anyway, Personally, my kit's very similar to what if I was doing I don't mimic anything. I just wear cool stuff.
I think the guys that wear a lot of gear and very closely replicate what they see in the field is really cool looking. I don't envy them at all. Like, it's really cool, and I love seeing it, and I'm glad I get to play with guys that are kitted out like that because it makes me feel like, hey, this is realistic. But when it comes to what I'm wearing, I don't envy the guys that are wearing 100 pounds of stuff. I wear just what I need, and I don't wear any more because I like to move quickly.
Simplicity.
And being weighed down sucks.
Yeah.
You try to go through a doorway and you get stuck on something.
Yeah, that's why I don't usually. We both of us use very small backpacks, pretty much just to hold a hydration bladder and like some Smuckers
and some BBs,
Uncrustables, BBs, and batteries. That's it. That's all our pack holds, and maybe like a Band-Aid or something.
Well, and we both have battle belts too, which carries everything again closer to your waist, closer to center, so it doesn't feel as heavy up top.
Yeah, keeping a lot more, spreading out your weight, and then I personally drop legs. I hate drop legs.
Nope, I don't wear drop legs.
I have one drop blade for my holster, but I almost never use it now that I have a belt loop one and a only one because I just put it on. It's just don't like it. Mm-hmm. Your turn.
No, I just pulled it.
No.
Didn't I?
No, whatever. Too late now.
Sorry.
Jules Frederick Nerstant. I'm butchering your name. I apologize. Hey, Matt. I've subscribed to Evike.com, please, because you said that you like chicken piccata. So, kudos to you for catering to us food softers.
Yes.
What do you prefer, or what do you do for BB Bruises, or are you as pockmarked as the rest of us?
Oh,
pockmarked.
I don't do anything. What the heck?
Yeah.
No, I wear a t-shirt. I get shot, lit up. I'm bleeding all over the place, and I just let them go.
I don't like to get shot in my hands. Arms, don't care.
Yeah.
Belly, don't care.
Belly,
don't care. All I know, though, is getting shot in the fat, like, on the left, hurts so bad. Or, like, if you're a bigger guy like me and you have your plate carriers, like, here, and the gap between your plate carrier and your battle belt, and you get shot, like, there, you're like, ow.
I will say this. There was that one time at ITS when I went with Cliff and Wayne, and I got shot in the crotch. I did have to ice. I got CO2 Dan Wesson revolvered to the
junk,
to the tip, and I had to ice it for a while. Couldn't play the rest of the day. I think that's the only one I've truly tended to.
I got shot in the paint. I got shot there with a paintball once, and I was walking off the field when it happened, and then this is like when I was like 19, and I was walking off the field. I got shot right there. I'm like, ow, and then I just got mad, and I just basically went back into game and just charged the guy, just going like this, and I got lit up even more, and I got kicked out for the day.
That's when the blood vision comes over your eyes, and you're like, someone will die today.
Yeah, because that hurt, and then I got kicked out.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
At least you weren't debilitated.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got here? Let me see.
Oh my God, that's
Alexander Michael. Dear Insert, my air nozzle in my M4 broke, and I don't know why that happened. Any help why it broke in the first place? Also, it was plastic. P.S. Matt, the Arnold Schwarzenegger imitation was awesome. Thanks, buddy. Also, my LiPo battery has a bulge in it. Not massive, but I'm pretty sure it's dead. Is there any place I can throw it away or just throw it in the bin? In the bin. Are you from Britain? Or would that be a rubbish can?
I don't know. Don't ask me. Let's see here. Let's think for a moment. Air nozzle.
One question at a time. Yep, air nozzle.
Why would it crack?
Yeah, I think he's broke.
Usually the only reason that can happen is if you have like a jam or a double feed and you keep pulling the trigger. And that's why if you notice a malfunction, don't keep shooting. It's very important. If you notice a jam, a lot of people will be like, just keep shooting. It'll eventually fix itself.
It'll shoot itself out.
It'll shoot itself out. If you're going to do that, there's a trick. You can pull your magazine out, and that'll pull all the BBs behind it out. And then you put your finger over the port, and you can keep shooting. That is a way to fix it, but if it's still jammed in the hop-up unit, you need to pull out the gun and use it on jamming rod and hope that there's nothing wrong with your bucking.
You should always bring an unjamming rod with you.
Yes.
There's nothing worse than running around, the staging area, asking people for jamming rods.
Yeah, just put one in your gun. You get one with every gun you buy. Just keep one in every gun bag you own. Mm-hmm. Problem solved. And then, what was the other question? Oh, a bulge in the LiPo
battery.
I mean, they happen over time. If it keeps running, you can keep using it for the most part until it gets like really inflated.
Yeah.
And then for disposal, you've got to treat it like any other battery. It is a hazard, so all you have to do is just kind of find out of where you could take it to, usually like recycling centers or something, right?
I know around here we have these, I think, yearly kind of drives. It's called e-waste, and that's where you can throw away computers and batteries and things. I generally, when I have a bad LiPo, I have one ammo can that I just kind of keep like spare batteries in. I leave them in there until an e-waste comes up, and then I go drop them off for somebody else to take care of. I have a really bad habit too of when my LiPos start to puff, I have a friend hold on to them and I electrical tape the heck out of them and then compress them back down. And I don't know if you're supposed to do that, and I hope somebody in the comment section can educate me on how I should be treating my puff batteries. I've heard of people refrigerating them. I don't think that's a good idea. Don't do that. I don't know. If somebody has some better advice than we do on what to do with an inflated
we don't know
battery.
Also, please post if you have a good knowledge on the subject. So let's go with one more question.
Last question. Let's do it.
Wham, bam. What just happened? Nick L. Hey, Insert. I was wondering if there are any camouflage patterns that are adaptable to any environments. For example, a pattern that would work in woodland environments, night games, snow, field, etc.
I got this. It's called Multicam.
It's good for everything except snow.
I will say this: there are, as we get newer technology, and then there's more camo patterns coming out. I think the direction of most camo manufacturers is to make them universal, and that's great for real military, and that's great for people who want to blend in. The thing is, for Airsoft, most of the time, you're not trying to blend in so much as you are trying to differentiate
yourself from the team.
Right. So if you usually have a tan side versus a green side, which with multicam can present a problem.
Yes, and that's why usually it's not used very often for milsim games. But now there's Multicam Tropic and Multicam Arid, so who knows what'll happen. That was a good question, though. It wouldn't work well in snow. Nothing works well in snow, and just bring a sheet that you get at...
No, you just jump down into the snow and cover yourself.
That was a good question.
For a cheap and affordable option for snow camo, what you can do is go to your local home improvement store and get an all-white painting frock. They sell them. It's like a white jumpsuit. Yeah. They're only like $5 or $10. They're meant to be disposable, right? So if you're going to a snow game, all you got to do is put that on over your existing camos, and then when you don't need it anymore, if it gets ripped up, so what? It was $5. And because they're meant for painting, paint generally will adhere to them, so you can always spray paint them a little bit and give them some.
That's a cool trick. I didn't think about that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I learned something from that today.
There you go.
The other way
it's
around.
Not often that happens.
Nope. All right, we're done.
Bye.